What is going on, Phillies fans? Welcome into Friday Night Baseball here, Titans Finals, right here. Big Al taking you in the post game of a great Phillies-Dodgers matchup. Got to put it out there, kind of very postseason, feeling like this early in April in the season. Matchup of two heavyweights, two teams most likely, poised to be in the postseason. But we can't talk too much postseason in early April. But what we can talk about is you have the what was 8-0 LA Dodgers coming into Citizens Bank Park are now 8-1 tonight off a really great dominant pitching effort on both sides. It was just big shout out to the Phillies on the defensive side of it. JT Realmuto, best catcher in baseball. I'm saying it here. I'm saying it now. I'm tired of Logan O'Hoppe crap. Get over it. Still one of the best defensive catchers in baseball by far. And when he's hot on the offensive side of things, it's even better. So, guys, big win. Big win for the Phils tonight. 3-2. A little nerve-wracking in the ninth inning there with Jordan Romano, however the hell you say it. Maybe going to be out of here soon. I don't know. He's definitely struggling in the onset of his early Phillies career here in 2025. It was 3-0 coming in. He let up. He was able to knuckle down. But man, oh man, was it nerve-wracking. Because of those 8 wins the Dodgers brought into Citizens Bank Park tonight, 6 of them were comebacks. It felt like there was going to be a 7th one, if I have to be honest with you. It really was almost like I had so much energy pumped up coming into this, and it was almost sucked right out of me. But Phillies with a big win. Welcome to It's a Wrap Sports. I am Big Al with your Friday night call of the post game here. You can follow me on X at Big Al Sports. That's with a Z at the end. So let me hit some of the comments real quick. Mike, this bullpen committee is horrible, just like the manager the game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you heard. They said it a few different times. No Kirkering, no Alvarado after a couple long innings, especially the last long. He had like 32 pitches in the last inning. That definitely did not make things great. I mean, time will tell. Is Taijuan Walker a better pitcher again, or was the last game a bit of an anomaly against a bad team? Because if he isn't, then maybe you get Ranger Suarez in the pen. But we'll worry about that tonight. But yes, I understand by the committee, but you had your 2 probably heaviest, best arms in the bullpen unavailable tonight against the Dodgers. So I get it, and it sucks. Cutter release Romano. I mean, I give a guy a little bit of time, but yeah, it doesn't look too favorable. Unacceptable plate approach in the bottom of the 8th almost cost us. Yeah, I mean, they felt like I know what you mean, Nooms. It kind of felt like, oh, we got this. Let's get to the 9th inning and get out of here. But whatever. Gave Romano no time to warm up. Yeah, that didn't help. But Romano's got something between the ears right now that's not clicking. So I don't know if he had all the time in the world. He even had a little extra time with the cut on the hand or whatever JT had that kind of gave him a little moment to kind of, I guess he didn't have anybody to throw to, but that's when the 2-run home run from Tommy Edman really got things nerve-wracking. We're Buns, our 9th inning pitching is Buns. Oh, we're Buns. Okay, I got you. I'm hot about it too. Yeah, guys, I get it. The bullpen by committee does not work. Will never, and it will never. I agree. Best pitcher gave allowed 8 stolen base against him so far. That's over 1 game. Listen, listen, man. I know who this is. We all know who this is. I don't want to hear your stuff. You can be able to pass because of shadows in game 1 and sounded like, Matty excuses over here. But now, the guy really, the defense really was a big moment, big time for the Phillies tonight because it was whoever was going to blink first would lose this game. And the Phillies, again, late innings, got their first run in all season long in the first 3 innings. But that was it for a while. And then the 7th inning was where their magic happens. And they tack on 2 more. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But got to give JT some love. The JT hate drives me insane. He is defense. He helps orchestrate the game with the pitcher. Tell me, Luzardo, you can't give Luzardo all the credit tonight and not give any credit to the pitcher. Sorry, just can't do it. The bullpen guys need to know their roles. Absolutely. I don't think that's going to be a dime. Breaking news: Avi ties. Ovechkin ties a record. Yes, Tommy Edman needs to be on our bench. Well, they have Freddie Freeman out right now, so I think he hurt himself getting in the bath or shower or something. I heard. I did not really. I didn't hear what the exact. I heard him talking about on the telecast. To be honest with you, but that was an interesting way of hearing about it. Romano is a reclamation signing, and it's not working. Cut or release him. A ticket back to Toronto. This is a really good win for the Phillies. But yeah, I mean, like he got like two personalities. Listen, it was a big win. You had an undefeated team coming off. Listen, there was a lot of Dodgers fans there tonight. All right, Dodgers fans are on a victory lap right now. Okay, and then they come out to like one of the best starts and like the top 3 starts in their whole Dodgers organization. They're 8-0. They're coming to Philly. All we heard all week long is the Phillies did well. They're 5-1 against 2 not so good teams, right? But we talk about Romano not being a great pickup, but I said it a lot going in the off season and even into the season or in preseason or spring training that the team didn't need a big bopper, didn't need a big name, a Juan Soto type signing, but the Jesus Luzardo, great signing. Really stretched out the start. We saw how starting pitching kind of hurt us last year when guys got injured, things fell apart. Romano right now looks like a giant bust. Could things change? I don't know. We'll find out. That's a Max Kepler, mediocre, good signing so far. He's working up. He's not getting out real quick. I mean, that's the one thing about Max Kepler I got outside of that last at bat. But he's working the pitch count. He's doing what he's supposed to do in his position. Could be better. Don't get me wrong. We'll get over that in a minute. But early on, now we are. What's this? The 7th game in. They are 6-1. That's where you want to start. Luzardo was a trade, gave up top, short. Oh my god, dude, I get it. I get it, Maddie, but you got to pay to play. I mean, yes, we gave up our top shortstop prospect, but you didn't give up your top prospects. So you got Trey Turner, who's going to be locked in there for a while. You might have Stott that can move over. You're going to have guys who are coming up there. So he was a guy they could let go without not needing to not worrying about this guy's going to be. It's not like this guy was coming up in the next year or two. Like, you got to pay to play. Like, does it always work out? No. But do these guys always turn out to be? That's why they're called prospects. Like you got a good a guy who had some injuries. I think only had 13 starts last year, but it was a good signing so far. The guy looks really good. Bringing him up to Philly, probably change of pace, getting out of a losing organization in Miami. Best thing to happen for a guy like him. And so far, he's got 13 strikeouts or whatever. Today he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts. I mean, what more can you ask for at this point? Like, I understand, but you got to give up something now and then. You got to pay to play. You gotta stop holding on to these like an ex-girlfriend. Let it go, man. Let it go. It's okay that we give up a prospect here and there. Yes, just like we gave up does it always work out? Like I said, yeah, or no. I'm sorry, is Logan O'Hoppe tearing up the MLB? Is it just because you're going to say because he's with the Angels? He's not going to. It's not his fault. He's on a crappy team. I'm sorry. You got to get off the Logan O'Hoppe train, man. I feel like you have a picture of him. You go to bed at night and just like sleep next to it. Is that your pet name for the wifey, O'Hoppe? Like, come on, man. Let it go. I'm worried about winning this year. Right now, the team is off to a 6-1 start. I know that means absolutely nothing. It means absolutely nothing in the big picture. But all we heard about is this team is the same team as last year, and they're going to be crap again. And you know what? So far, there's been some major changes going on, and slowly they're coming through. Like, I don't expect them to be like the least struck out team in Major League Baseball, but the strikeouts are way down. That's what we're looking for. You're looking for change. You got change. You're looking for a team to make a decision. This is what happens. Like, that's how it works. 6 subtle changes. Alvarado, Stott, Walker healthy. Kepler bench upgrade. Luzardo is Ranger insurance. And Rojas is improved on offense basics. Couldn't say it better myself. Steve, I should send you a link and send you over. Let you finish up the show. It's absolutely correct. Thank you. Romano is making $18 million a year like Walker. So Romano is an easy release. It's not making $18. I don't see Matty holding on to Sixto for BCIB. That's again, okay, there's your best one. Sixto, who couldn't sell his fifth toe or his third toe to play. Is he even playing right now? Is he even in the league right now? What is Sixto Sanchez doing right now? That's my point. You can always wonder what could have been, but you can't guarantee that. So I'm going to get off of that. Right now, these Phillies are 6-1. They just handed the world defending world champions their first L of the year. Got a little tight, but that was on the Romano thing. I mean, outside of that, Strom wasn't perfect. And listen, the bullpen has some pieces. It needs some, hopefully some just improvement on the guys that are there because we know Strom can do better. Alvarado hasn't been he had a great spring, but has been a little touchy here and go since the start of the season. But we got to find out. Sixto's like 280 pounds right now. 280 pounds of not playing baseball. That's what's going on. But like I said, 3-2 victory. Phillies win it against the defending world champions, handing them their first L. They're 8-1 on the season. We're 6-1 on the season. So let's go through the lineup. 17 for 16 with runners in scoring position, 8-2 feet. That ain't a change. What did I just say? Not everything's gotten better overnight. You guys, again, they're not going to come in and everything's going to change. Yeah, sometimes some guys are getting, into some of their bad habits at times. I agree. But I don't expect all these changes like that. It's just the way it is. The nature of this game is guys are going to get into bad ways if they're not hitting as well. But like the strikeouts are down, and most of the strikeouts happen to bottom three guys today. So look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts for the Phillies total, and 5 of them are all the guys in the bottom 3. The guys who are usually doing it that we were worried about, like Nick Castellanos, Bryce Harper had one of them, and Trey Turner had one. Like I said, it's a game where 30% is your best. It's okay. Happy they're 6-1. Unhappy with sacks loaded and general men on base. Okay, yes. And right now there is some things there's a bunch of things that need improvement. But just like we're saying, like you can't win in April. You can't win the World Series in April. You also have to build off of this and get into rhythm a little bit. But like I gotta say, like they're I guess they're kind of like a diesel engine right now because they're taking some time to warm themselves up. And 7th inning, 36% of their runs have come in the 7th inning. That's 13 runs in the 7 games that they played. 36 total runs scored in that time frame, and 13 of them, 36%, have come in the 7th inning. The 19% came in the 7th inning, and 14% came in the 6th inning. And the next big one is the 11% in the 4th inning. Other than that, everything is pretty much below 10% or less, way below, to be honest with you. So, yeah, they got to get a better starts. You got to see that. Those are things that can get better a little with over time. Like I said, I thought I heard a certain gentleman on this network, Patty, take it one game at a time. This is one game at a time. Be excited. Friday night. And don't worry, I'm going to have plenty of rants for you guys. I have a few rants. I got 3 things to get off my chest tonight about this game, but it's not what you think. And we'll get into that in a moment. But there is, one game at a time. You have the defending world champs come in. You just beat you won 5 out of 6 games against 2 bad teams. Let's call it for what it is. So a lot of the questions were, can they hang? Now, one game doesn't mean anything. They can lose the next 2, don't get me wrong. But this is where you want to build off of. It's all about building it and moving forward. And that's the thing. It's like one game at a time. This is one game at a time. You hung in there, even though when your bullpen struggled a little bit, you still hung in there. You were able to end it, and it came on the defense. The way it ended, let's just talk about that for a moment. I mean, if I'm Mookie Betts, I'm mad at my team today. Okay? Twice I'm up the bat, and twice you got me out. You got Shohei Ohtani and what's it called? In the eighth, trying to steal, gets caught, ends out. Mookie Betts has to go and bump it back in the ninth inning. Same thing happened in the seventh inning. You know, what's his name? The Paye or Payaz, or how you say it? I say Pages. Got in a pickle. You know, 6th inning pickle. Cost them. It's all about when these kind of teams, when two good teams play up against each other, it's about who blinks first, who makes the first mistake. Trey Turner, kind of giving me a little bit resemblance of the Trey Turner we saw before he came in here. You know, he was putting pressure on Yamamoto, who pitched a hell of a game for the most part. But in the beginning, put pressure on him, stole third, put a little pressure on him. He didn't see it coming. He panicked. He threw it over the third baseman's head. And he was able to score and give that team a 1-0 team, which that will give the Phillies a 1-0 run that lasted all the way up from the first inning to the seventh inning. So that is what you have to do in these things. What was the one thing we complained about? Stop swinging for the fences, and that's all you're doing. Manufacture runs. Play some small ball. Situational baseball. All that. They did that today. They did that. Brandon Marsh, I mean, not great so far, but he did have the sacrifice RBI there, drove in a run. Bryson Stott was able to hit a single in an opportune time, drove in a run, made it 3-2. Or made it 3-0. And if it wasn't for those two things, this team would either be tied and still going on, or the Phillies could be losing or lost. So everything's not going to change overnight. But look for the good. Notice the bad, because don't look past it. No, I'm not looking past the bad. I'm not sitting there saying that they need to be they're nothing's changed. I think you're missing a lot of things. I think you're so some people are so hyper focused on the negatives, they don't see any of the good stuff coming on. And like I said, I'm seeing some improvement. I think the bench could be better. Not great. I would have loved to see. I question a little bit why Mundo Sosa wasn't starting tonight. I get it. You got Trey Turner. You can't let him sit. You want to get him. They had a couple days off with the Monday game off and then the Friday game off and all that stuff. So they're trying to get some consistency in there for those guys. But Sosa's scorching hot. Can we put him in the outfield? You know, let Max Kepler sit. Put him on the bench right now. Let Sosa hit. I don't know. I don't know. Or Trey go play left field for a little bit and let Sosa play second. Anything. That was maybe one of my gripes. So I have probably 4 gripes we're gonna go over time. But let's go, guys. You're watching the Fightins final with Big Al Z here. Big Al Zafiri, Big Al Sports with a Z on X. Let's go through. Let's go through the lineup and talk about that for a second. Kyle Schwarber, no big hits today, no big bomb, but got on base. He was 0 for 2 with 2 walks. One of them was intentional, the 7th inning. Trey Turner, he was 1 for 3 with a double in the first. He walked in the 6th, and he struck out in the kind of. It would have been nice to maybe see him tack on some more runs, but it is what it is. In the 7th, Bryce Harper, he didn't have a great game at all. Bryce Harper's, he has some great games and he has some not so great games. It's a quiet beginning of the season for him. He's 50-50. So Bryce Harper tonight, not the greatest game. He struck out. He hit into a double play, but he had 1 walk, so he was on base the 1 time. Alec Boehm, not a great night. He was 0 for 4 tonight. Max Kepler was 0 for 3 with a walk. Nick Castellanos, he had a decent night tonight. He was 2 for 3 with a single and a double. JT Realmuto had a single in the 2nd, double play. It was hit into a double play in the 4th and struck out in the 7th. Bryson Stott struck out in the 2nd and the 5th, but had that RBI single in the 7th. And Brandon Marsh struck out in the 3rd and the 5th and had that sack, but drove in a run. That 8th inning was atrocious. I'm going to agree with, I think it was Nooms who said it. They just seemed like they were trying to move along, just either bash it or get out and move on. Cassie is less free swinging. I'll take that all day. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw that change a little bit last year, but so far in this small sample size, yes. This ain't Matty B. It's Marty C. Matty has the night off. Marty C. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Get out of here with your lies. But overall, the Phillies had a quieter night at the plate, but he went up against a really good pitcher, guy they've never seen before. And we know how the Phillies tend to struggle against guys they've never seen before. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto. See, I worked on that. I worked on it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. It's actually how it's spelled. It sounds how it's spelled, but your tongue can trip over it. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. There you go. Clip that one out. But in 29 at bats, they had 2 runs. Not 2 runs. 27 at bats, he had 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 RBIs, 5 walks, and 7 strikeouts. That's opposed to the Dodgers, who in 29 at bats had 2 runs off of 5 hits, 2 RBIs, 4 walks, and 11 strikeouts. So, Phillies pitching doing it, and Luzardo going as deep as he did, that was needed. Obviously, like I said, they said it early: no Kirkering and no Alvarado. So if Romano wasn't in there, I don't even know who's next in that lineup. Let's see. Who would have been Banks? I guess Banks wasn't available. I don't know. I would have seen him. Maybe just trying to show a little love for him. I don't know. But was it Joe Ross? I don't know if I would have made it much better, but there's who you would have seen. But Phillies win. That's it. Big win. You win. Listen, winning the series, the first game of the series is huge. Puts more pressure on the Dodgers to come out and win tomorrow if they don't want to lose the series before getting swept. Those are all important. Most important for me over the course of the regular season, if we have different contributors every night, this often at times is a very good sign. Yes. I mean, go look at any postseason run. You got the last year with the Dodgers and the Yankees. Freeman really was doing terrible in the postseason. He really was not good. And then he had a great end of the World Series that really led them to the victory. So it's, you need everybody. Good win tonight. Jesus is the man. Look at change of scenery, come into a different organization, come into a different crowd. I mean, teams like Miami, they're just perpetual losers. And if you're not losing organization, that losing mentality, it's really hard to get better. That's why I feel bad for teams that are stuck like that. Dodgers definitely are going to think twice about stealing tomorrow. Yeah, Jing? Is it Jing? Ging? I don't know. Jing? I'm going to go with Jing. That's the other thing is that defense, there was some big things. I mean, how that game ended, we didn't really talk about it too much, but how that game ended, it ended on a review. It ended on with a steal that put it all away. Just, Taylor was pinch running for Will Smith. Tried to steal. Boom. Got thrown out. They had to review it, but he was called safe originally, but they reviewed it and they saw that Trey got his hand in and touched him right before his hand hit the bag. Big win. Big win. I didn't think they were going to overturn that. I really didn't. I thought they were going to not inconclusive, not enough video evidence, whatever term they're going to use. I really thought that we would still be playing at that point. That's why I was like a couple minutes later coming on. I was like, I would, if that was happening, I would have been turning on all the stuff, getting ready to go. If I really thought they were going to overturn it, but I really thought they were going to not overturn that one. But caught stealing twice. They pickled Andy Paez. I'm not going to say his name right. So defense was big. No big misses. I mean, that right field slide where that was a hard ball to get to. Stott or what's his name? Castellanos weren't going to get that ball. And if they did, it would have been some sort of circus catch. So defense was a big part of this game. And don't tell me, like I said, not just his defense, but calling the game. Don't tell me JT's not an orchestrator of excellence back there. Best catcher in baseball, BCIB. I'm going to say it right now. At least the best defensive catcher. But we know he has the opportunity to get hot, and he's not terrible right now either. I mean, that's the other one. I mean, he's 261 right now. Again, early in the season, not a big sample size, but he's 261. He's batting lower in the lineup. I mean, he's like the sixth hitter, seventh hitter normally. So I mean, you're getting what you. But when he gets on base, he's got the speed on the base paths. He's got some major baseball intelligence. I don't think Logan O'Hoppe would be doing that. So you can just get off of that. Get off of it. Done hearing it. I'm gonna get a buzzer. I'm gonna set up a special software every time the name Logan O'Hoppe or O'Hoppe is said. It's gonna blur it out. It's gonna beep it out like a censorship. So Robbie used Kirkering Alvarado last night means neither can pitch tonight. Makes no sense. Well, I mean, they were trying to close up. They probably didn't think they wouldn't have Alvarado tonight. They probably didn't expect him to throw 32 pitches, Mike. There's a little bit on Alvarado on that one. I mean, you can't. They're playing against Colorado. They're not a great team. So there's that. Don't ever recall Phillies winning on a challenge play. Yeah, no, I never. It's been a while. If I can't recall it either, but this definitely had outside of the challenge ending play. Postseason feels to it tonight. I was excited. It was a beautiful night out, by the way. If you wanted to sit on your deck or something and watch the game, warm out. If you're down at the ballpark, very intense. But yeah, overall, great. I would go Marchand tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if Marchand tomorrow, especially with the win tonight. Because he played the end of that game. He hasn't given a night off. I wouldn't be surprised. That or Sunday. I don't know. We'll go over the pitching matchups and look at that and make a decision off of that. But again, 3-2 Phillies victory over the now 8-1 Dodgers, 6-1 Phillies. So at the Emporium tonight, we forget about the 3 successful Dodger base steals tonight. Yes. Because we got them where it counts. It's going to happen. They sometimes they let him go because it's not worth the risk. I mean, relax, dude. No, he's not going to throw at every person who tries to steal. It just doesn't happen. But he got the important ones. He got them out 2 innings. He closed out on guys trying to steal. When you had Mookie Betts, one of the main culprits in this lineup that could burn the Phillies with a 1-0 lead for the most part of this game, and he got guys out and neutralized Mookie Betts by doing it. So tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong right now. I remember a guy named Brad Lidge going 48 in saves, and he pitched in 72 games in 2008. I do remember that. I'm going to start crying. It was so 40% chase rate is still good. Yes. Yep. Rain tomorrow, so JT might be good. Raining tomorrow. Yeah, the weather this weekend is going to be mucky, so could postpone games or get delays or in mid-game delays, whatever. I hate that. Just play the damn game. But like I said, 3-2. Most of the scoring happened in the later innings. The first inning was that Trey Turner causing Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Yamamoto. I got the first name right. Yamamoto to panic, throw to third when he was stealing third, overthrew him, scored a run, and then was quiet into the 7th inning. And those 2 runs came out of the bottom of our order again, getting where you need it. And then those 2 9th inning hits because of Jordan Romano. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. Romano almost blowing it. So that is, something important. What's up, Big Al? Handed the Dodgers their first out. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Take that, kind of knock them off their knock them down a peg. Listen, there's a lot of, I would say there's a lot of blue jerseys in there, and I'm going to get into this right now because City Connect night, okay? City Connect. Like, can I, here's my rant, and here it is. And if you follow me on Twitter, I did it already a little earlier online. The City Connect jerseys, everything. I don't mind the hat if you're sporting a hat a little bit with your jersey or anything, or if they wanted to wear it like on a Sunday game, they wanted to wear the blue hat with the rest of the uniform or something. Those freaking City Connect jerseys are horrible. And there should be a rule you can't play a team that has blue in there as well. It was so awkward just looking at it. Because I was going to say there was a lot of blue in the stands tonight. Well, it was really hard to tell. Because of all the got the freaking Dodgers blue and the Phillies blue and the City Connect blue is annoying. They're ugly. The numbers look like a glitch in the matrix. I tweeted that earlier. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. It's stupid looking. I can't stand them. Okay. Second rant. Apple TV, games, announcers, whatever. My God. They can at least, if you're going to put it on Apple TV, make sure it syncs with, WIP so I can listen to those guys. God awful. I mean, I get it. The guys are get caught up for once a game, once a week or whatever. It's just terrible. I'll give Apple TV this. Great camera angles. They use their Apple cameras or TV cameras they use HD. I like their on-screen graphics. I do like the percentages because it actually just angers me more if they hit. I get excited. I'm like, oh yeah, 22%. Take that. You just got to run or if they like 58% to get on base and he strikes out. So, but other than that, can't stand the Apple TV broadcast and it's only on Apple TV. Terrible, just terrible. I almost wanted to mute it at one point. Just want to scratch my eyes. All we heard about Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers and how they won this. And then again, my next gripe. Talking to players in field during the game. I think ESPN started it, I'm pretty sure. I think everybody else just Apple kind of jumped on it. I hate it. I absolutely, positively hate it. Even somebody tweeted out. I mean, this wasn't as big as a deal, but Jesus Luzardo's pitching and they're interviewing the parents at the same time. Like, why don't you do that when he's not pitching? I get that a little bit. It's a little annoying, but the other ones, just Apple TV. I'm so annoyed with it. Like, and listen, you might like, was the shows on Apple TV, and like I said, the camera angles were cool. I can get away from the umpire view camera, the vest camera because it's all shaky and nauseating. But they don't. They definitely trimmed that down because they used to run to that a little too much in my eyes. And last year, they've definitely toned that down, which is good. And like I said, good camera angles. The graphics on the screen I like. Very on point there. Even the little percentages they put in the bottom right-hand corner, which would be like where Bryce is and my corner here. But good God, the announcers are. They could have pulled any one of us any guys in the chat, anybody listening, or myself off the street, and we could have gave better. Just it would have been more fun. Like I don't understand why Apple TV needs to have their guy. Why wouldn't you just have the Phillies use their people and the Dodgers use their people, and just broadcast it on Apple TV if that's what you want? I know it's all about money, and that's all it is. It's a money thing. But yeah, Apple TV is awful. Love the hat. The jerseys are ugly. Yeah, the numbers are terrible. Like I can't even tell what they are. They look like Peanuts characters. They don't look like numbers. Apple TV announcers blow. Rob, absolutely. Apple TV is awful. Joe, thank you for joining, guys. If you have not yet done it, wherever platform you're on, please subscribe, like, share to the It's a Wrap Sports Network. These guys do an amazing job. I love doing my little bit here I can do. Keeps my legs fresh. Haven't done this in a while, so enjoying it very much so. And I get to enjoy a big victory here. 6-1 Phillies beat now the 8-1 Dodgers. 3-2. Little suspenseful. In the end with Romano, but Stelios, Romano is going to cost this team. Almost did tonight. Listen, I'm all about giving a guy a little bit of a chance, but very short leash on Romano right now. Just like very short leash. I didn't like how they didn't have anybody warming up. Now again, I would have preferred Banks in there, and I don't know if they're going for the pitching matchup to the lefty righty matchup. But I would have preferred anybody else in there at that moment. That's a high leverage moment to put somebody in. And they didn't have anybody warming up when they could have pulled him. They should have pulled him. But I mean, right now, even though if you don't like it, it was the right move to make it because they won. I mean, right-ish move, if you want to call that. Romano has time to figure it out. Yeah, and that's the thing that's why I'm like, I'm not firing anybody right now. I mean, like maybe Walker I would have, but there's Walker. There's a guy who had a turnaround right now. One game does not mean like, oh, he's back. but at the same time, we'll find, give him a chance. The NL is so competitive, we can easily cost us up about 8 games. If he continues to pitch this way, Stelio, I agree with you on that. That's why I said short leash. They should have, as soon as they put him in, they should have somebody warming up behind him. Sorry. Just, if you don't like it, then you can't be up here. Just, because like I said, if he can just do okay, well enough, and you have your full complement of the bullpen normally, maybe you just have to wait till Painter can come up, and maybe Painter pitches out of the pen, gives a couple innings, or maybe Painter's the 5th guy, 6th guy if they go that route at one point. They usually don't do it until the end of the season. And then you move Ranger. I mean, there is some options for him, but I would imagine if this bullpen stays the way it is and doesn't improve, because remember, MLB had our bullpen ranked real high last year, and everybody was just really shocked. And our bullpen was one of the key factors for most of the year last year. Even when the Phillies struggled in the second half of the year, for the most part, there's a lot of letdown games from the bullpen as well. But for the most part, they were the most tried and true part of the team. I would pitch Romano only against bottom of the barrel teams. I wouldn't just bottom of the barrel teams. I wouldn't put him in a 3-0 game when you have the meat of the order up for the Dodgers, who are 8 games they won. 6 of them, they would comeback wins. So they're the comeback kids right now. 6 wins in 2025, or 6 comeback wins in 2025. They only played 8 games. So, there's that. That's the other thing you should be thinking about. Listen, Topper's always going to have some head scratchers. Stelio, good man. Hopefully, subscribe. There is plenty of sports conversation here, and we love having you guys part of it. As I said, and also if you'd like just to talk with me, I'm on Twitter at Big Al Sports. That's with a Z at the end, not an S. On the X or Twitter, whatever you use it. Let's get to the Broad Street bottom line. Bottom line, baby. Here's the bottom line. Bottom line was the defense was a big key of this game tonight. Could be easily overlooked. Bottom line is a couple bottom lines. Jesus Luzardo, so far, great pickup. Great pickup. He has, I think that he was the number 2 guy. Now, I know they're trying to break up the lefty-righty matchups. That's why they said they did it. But, he has been just, a breath of fresh air, extending, that 5th guy, even though we have Ranger down. If Ranger was here, we wouldn't even talk about Walker. But Walker also has been doing a good job so far. So, you can't get upset about it. But Luzardo is a 1.50 ERA, 2 games, don't get me wrong, but it's still 1.50 ERA. So he's looking really good. He's 2-0 in the season. And, it's what you want. 2-0, 1.5 ERA. In those 2 games, he pitched 12 innings, had 19 strikeouts with a 0.92 whip. So, yeah. Again, everything's going to be a sample size, but that's a great trade. And let's see what this prospect, let's see if he becomes the next big thing before we get upset that we gave him up for Jesus Luzardo. But we needed some pitching depth. We complained about it. The same guy who's in that chat, Marty, complained about this 5th day where it was just a crapshoot. Like, whoever we could pull off the street to pitch that day, bring up some guy from the minors and just see if he can get us a scratch out about 5 innings. It extends it even with the Ranger injury and Painter possibly waiting in the wings for July, maybe after the All-Star break. Then you really have some options there. Move Ranger. Again, I said you can move Ranger to the pen. Maybe you put Painter in the pen in the beginning because you don't want to use up his arm too much. I mean, you're going to have options right now, and that, it's not a bad thing we have. We wouldn't be Philly fans if we didn't overreact. Let's be real. No, absolutely. That's why I love doing what I do. I love reacting. The guy I'm arguing with is one of my best friends, so we argue all the time. It's okay. It's okay. No, Stelio, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's what we do. Like I said, most baseball fans, even big fans of most organizations, game by game, series by series, a little bit, more, but we're pitch by pitch. We treat game one like some people treat game 7 of the World Series. And that's just it. But that's what makes Philly fans great. That's what makes guys who have that it factor want to come play here, because they know if they do well by us, they will be kings. They will be celebrated for the rest of their lives. Don't tell me when Harper came here that wasn't part of it. He saw it 1,000 times when he played against us as a Nationals team. Bottom line is good win, but as long as Robbie is a manager, we are putting our faith in him. On now, we've used a bullpen which hasn't worked since he has been managing. Again, the bullpen by committee, or closer by committee, or whatever you want to call it, not a fan. I'm agreeable to that. What we're going to do. I mean, until the players speak up, till the other managers speak up, hey, Topper, Rob, we need to give these guys more defined roles. Caleb Kaufman maybe has to speak up in that situation. I don't know. But that said, cut Romano. Yeah. Burn his house down, right? And they went up against a really good young pitcher who they haven't seen before, which, like I said, it's always kind of the Achilles heel to the Phillies when they go up against a pitcher they have not played against in Yamamoto, and they just made him blink. And that's what good teams do against good teams. If you blink, you pay for it. He blinked, he paid for it. He had one run the whole time. Don't get me wrong. But that was the only one run against Luzardo, who won't give up no runs. So it could have been a 1-0 game. Great pitcher's duel. You're going to get games like that. I love a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Maybe if you're a casual baseball fan and maybe you're a wife, you're a wife and your husband has the game on, you're the wife watching the game, your husband's a casual fan and he sits in, maybe he's yawning and he's bored with this game. But on the edge of my seat the whole time, I said, honey, I'm ordering pizza tonight. I just want to watch the game. I don't want to cook. I don't want to do nothing else. I want to relax tonight. I want to watch this game. And I say I want to watch a Phillies game and relax, which is kind of an oxymoron because there's no relaxing for it. Let's just call it for what it is. But the bottom line is pitching was great. Starting pitching was great tonight. The defense was a big reason they won tonight. And people making hay off the other guy's mistakes is what it's all about. And that's what good teams do. Today was also a letdown spot for the Dodgers coming across country after a walk-off home run. Tomorrow is a real test, I think. I think every day against them is going to be a real test. These are two guys two teams I'm saying that most people have pegged in the NLCS in 2025 in October. Now, I hate that. I hate when this team is felt to be there. It's always feel like they seem to work better from behind, but right now it is what it is. The Braves, are they even playing? We're going to go over that in a moment. Are the Braves playing tonight? I got to go. Yeah. Oh, did they finally win? The Braves finally get a win? We'll talk about that in a moment. But, well, yeah. So, I mean, look at the Braves. We all thought it was going to be Braves, Mets, Phillies, and if everybody had the Phillies kind of, quasi 2B, number 3. Well, time will tell. You win nothing in April and May, but you can lose everything. And that's one thing that me and Marty C will argue about. I mean, I would say we'll agree upon. You can lose in April and May, but you can not win anything. And we saw it last year. This team was hot up until England. So, tomorrow will give us a little telltale. I'm the same way. I boycotted the juiced ball for years. Braves looked fantastic. Yeah, I mean, they were poised at some good teams. I mean, that Profar 80-game suspension sucks, but they get them back at the second half of the year. So, I mean, they'll take that for what it's worth, but they struggled out of the gate. But they pummeled the Marlins tonight, so maybe that's their turnaround. Remember, we got the Braves coming up not too long from now, so we'll be talking about that. But let's take a trip around the bases. All right, guys, around the base, we look at the MLB scoreboard around the league tonight. It is brought to you by the It's a Wrap Sports Network. Here, giving you guys great Philly sports content. Right now, still going on in the bottom of the eighth. KC is up 4-2 over Baltimore in Kansas City. In the bottom of the eighth as well. It's also on Apple TV if you care. If you got the 30-day free trial for tonight's game and you want to watch a little bit more baseball. The Rangers are up 5-2 over Tampa Bay in the bottom of the eighth. Also in the bottom of the eighth right now, Milwaukee's up 3-0 over Cincy. Just starting top of the first, LA, the Angels are taking on Cleveland, and there are right now no score in that game. Games that have gone final right now. Detroit Tigers beat up on the Chicago White Sox, are 7-4. They are, the White Sox. Only 2 wins. Everybody had them as their dark horse this year so far, but again, still early. Boston, the Red Sox, pummeled. Well, actually, it was a high-scoring game on both sides. I saw that differently. 13-9. It was a 13-9 game. Sounded like a low-scoring football game. Beat the Cardinals 13-9. The Chicago Cubs beat the San Diego Padres 3-1, handing them their first loss of the season. They are 7-1. New York Mets beat Toronto 5-0. Mets are 4-3 on the season, with tonight's win just scraped over 500. The Athletics beat Colorado 6-3. And then more final games here. The Yankees beat up Pittsburgh 9-4. San Fran and Seattle Mariners kind of had a slugfest 10-9. That went to the 11 innings too, so that was a real back and forth contest there. Arizona beat Washington 6-4. Washington only has one win. That dreadful Sunday game in Washington for us. And the last game I told you about, Miami lost to the Braves, letting the Braves get their first W this season so far. Miami is now 4-4, and the Braves are 1-7. It was a 10-0 victory. So, guys, like I said, that is brought to you by the It's a Wrap Sports Network. And I believe Sunday, the wraparound will be hosted by Patty B, Matty B's protege. And then in a couple weeks, he will be returning with Mike Laro and me producing in PM and the AM on Sundays at 9 a.m. exclusively on the It's a Wrap Sports Network. If you have never been part of the PM and the AM on Sundays, it is must-watch TV, if you want to call it that. Must-watch. And here is the lineup tonight was me. Tomorrow, Sal G. From LZ to Sal G, your 2 paisans. Sal will take you into Saturday, hopefully for the series win and a W for the Phils. And just so you know, I have it right here. I had it lined up just for you guys. The pitching matchups for tomorrow. He'll have Aaron Nola versus Roki Sasaki. Sounds like the Shredder's real name in Ninja Turtles. And Sunday, 1:35 start. You got Matty B bringing it home, and he's going to have another segment, a full segment of Down on the Farm, keeping up on those prospects that he covets so much. Christopher Sanchez versus Tyler Glasnow. So great matchup, great baseball coming up this whole weekend. It's supposed to be rainy. Hopefully it doesn't affect the games too much because tomorrow's game's a 4:05 game. And then it's a 1:35 game. So a couple afternoon games. I don't know what the weather looks like. I'll give you guys right now, according to my Apple iPhone. Tomorrow, there is a 75% chance of rain. And according to it, it looks like a lot more in the morning. So that's a plus in this area. But Sunday's an 80% chance. Tomorrow's going to be a lot cooler, too. It's going to be like 12 to 13 degrees cooler. So check all that out. But guys, stay tuned for It's a Wrap Sports for all that great content. Let me hit some of these comments. Good show. Thank you, Mike, as always. Yeah, Braves open up on the West Coast. That's brutal. So happy this is back. And my treadmill session he's talking about PM and the AM. My treadmill session once again hit 800 calories without boredom. That's right. Bored you will not be. That will be for sure on PM and the AM, and that comes back on May 4th. May 4th. So be prepared. Other than that, guys, great win tonight. 3-2 victory. Phillies are now improved to 6-1. Dodgers are now to 8-1. And it's a good win. Still small sample size. Team showing some improvement in some areas, needs improvement in the other areas. The bullpen, time will tell. Time will tell. We just need an STT and It's a Wrap collaboration to bring world equilibrium back. Yes. Listen, you see me all the time chiming in on Phil's show. Phil would always be welcome on here. We'll probably have him as a guest on PM and the AM at one point. And then, it's just fun to be hanging out. Even if I could do this once a month, a couple times a month, it's fun to get out of there. I do miss it, Noobs. Miss guys like you. You make it fun. I consider you guys all friends. So hopefully we continue to be friends and continue to work together. But other than that, guys, enjoy the rest of your Friday night. It is 10:11 p.m. on the East Coast, if that's where you're watching. I want to remind you to check all that other great stuff out that I just mentioned. But other than that, enjoy the rest of the night. Phillies win 3-2, 6-1 on the season. They bring on the Dodgers tomorrow at 4:05, and Sal G is on the call. We will see you tomorrow.